To go to the moon would cost perhaps $100,000 a pound.
Yeah.
The Chinese have announced that they're
It all began when Michio Kaku, renowned theoretical physicist and futurist, stepped onto the stage at a highly anticipated space science symposium in Geneva. Known for his bold ideas and sweeping visions of the cosmos, this time there was an urgency, perhaps even a tinge of unease in his demeanor that immediately set the room on edge. The title of his presentation, "The Moon, a Paradigm Shift in Understanding," had already sparked waves of speculation. Many assumed it would cover past lunar missions or theories of colonization. But what followed shook the scientific world to its core. Before beginning, Kaku made a lighthearted appeal to viewers to smash the like and subscribe buttons, then launched into astonishing revelations based on new data gathered from a collaborative effort involving international space agencies and quantum deep imaging satellites. These high-precision tools, using gravitational lensing and subsurface radar scanning, uncovered anomalies that defied established models of celestial formation. First, the moon's density readings were inconsistent with its previously calculated mass and core composition. The instruments revealed vast, symmetrical internal cavities, some stretching hundreds of kilometers, beneath the surface that did not resemble natural hollows. Their regularity suggested engineered design. As geometric patterns and reflective alloys hidden beneath layers of regolith appeared on the screen behind him, Kaku stood in silence while the room shifted into stunned focus. Continuing, Kaku unveiled thermal imaging that showed unnatural heat signatures emanating from these regions' patterns, resembling dormant reactor cores rather than volcanic remnants. These findings were cross-verified by independent agencies across Europe and Asia. Gravity anomalies noted since the Apollo era, once thought to be instrument errors, now formed a grid pattern matching the locations of these internal voids, implying a deliberate mass distribution, a mechanism perhaps once used to regulate the moon's position. Though Kaku refrained from saying the moon was artificial or of alien origin, the implications were unmistakable. The long-held belief that the moon formed from an Earth collision with a Mars-sized body was no longer secure. Instead, the moon might be partially constructed an ancient shell around something else. This concept rippled across disciplines. Humanity's evolution, Earth's tides, axial tilt, and biological rhythms, all shaped by the moon, could have been influenced via intelligent intervention. Kaku proposed a scenario where an advanced civilization placed the moon in orbit with extraordinary precision. Its perfect angular size compared to the sun, allowing for total eclipses, now seemed less coincidental. He introduced the idea of a Type 2 or even Type 3 civilization on the Kardashev scale, entities capable not only of observing evolution, but actively guiding it. Historical myths across the globe, Sumerian, Mayan, Egyptian, described the moon arriving suddenly or bringing wisdom from the skies. Perhaps these were ancient memories, not metaphors. Kaku urged the scientific community to shed dogma and integrate fields: astrophysics with archaeology, mythology with quantum theory. As he concluded, the question loomed large. If the moon wasn't entirely natural, what was its purpose? Was it a stabilizer, a beacon, a vault, or a dormant machine? Exploration priorities shifted globally. Seismic studies, deep drilling missions, and core analysis became top agenda items. New orbital scans of hidden lunar zones revealed near-perfect formations buried beneath centuries of debris. As astroarchaeology moved from fringe to forefront, researchers scoured myths, star maps, and oral traditions, finding parallels in cultures isolated by millennia. Tales of the moon changing tides, arriving late in Earth's history, or being home to sky gods took on new significance. Meanwhile, physicists questioned the moon's nearly circular orbit. Could it have been engineered to stabilize Earth's biology and geology? Marine biologists reanalyzed the fossil record. Tidal pools, the cradle of complex life, may not have formed without the moon. The moon's influence was now seen not as background but as catalyst, a deliberate architect of transformation. Transient lunar phenomena, long considered mere optical illusions, were reassessed. High-tech scans showed electromagnetic pulses and heat flares from inert regions, suggesting internal operations or diagnostics. Moonquakes, known for echoing like a hollow bell, now fit theories of an internal lattice or shell. The far side revealed geometric ridges, radar reflective zones, and ultra-dense materials unfamiliar to current science, all aligning with gravitational anomalies. The notion of the moon as a remnant of an ancient intelligence gained traction. The silence of the cosmos, the Fermi paradox, suddenly had a possible answer. What if the evidence had been with us all along, in the moon itself? An artifact. Not just a message, but a mechanism embedded in orbit and structure. The Sentinel theory gained momentum, suggesting the moon was placed as a vault, observer, or even protector of Earth. Future missions began targeting anomalous regions, not for colonization, but deep exploration. Nanobots were proposed to crawl through cracks, analyzing chemical structures. Theoretical physicists suggested the moon's internal geometry might follow. Higher dimensional logic, its secrets cloaked in warped spacetime, inaccessible to conventional tools. Mathematicians and linguists suggested the moon might resonate with human consciousness. Rhythmic patterns, crater alignments, and lunar reflections could serve as a planetary-scale interface, sending or receiving cognitive signals. The Resonant Contact Project was born. Volunteers reported vivid, dreamlike episodes, emotional surges, and what felt like memories that weren't mine. Meanwhile, new laser spectroscopy revealed carbon nanostructures in ancient lunar layers structured enough to hint at long-degraded organic computation systems. Ethicists and spiritual thinkers entered the discussion. If the moon shaped life on Earth, is it right to exploit it? Does humanity have the maturity to engage with an ancient intelligence? A theory emerged suggesting the moon functioned like a gestational shell shielding Earth, delivering evolutionary nudges through gravitational cues. This evolutionary guidance theory proposed that extinction events, tidal pools, and even calendar systems may have been shaped intentionally to cultivate intelligence. Quantum scientists found materials that manipulated wave functions, implying quantum technology embedded in the moon's structure. And while debate continued, one truth crystallized: the moon wasn't just a passive gray rock. It was integral to Earth's story, imagination, and perhaps even its destiny. In the wake of Kaku's presentation, humanity's relationship with the moon evolved. Curricula merged disciplines, physics with myth, consciousness with systems theory. Artists responded with works of awe and reverence. The silence of the moon, once interpreted as absence, now resonated as eloquence, a quiet mechanism ticking through time. As new missions launched and old data was re-examined, regions like Mare Frigoris became focal points for collaborative research, possibly hiding buried installations. AI-driven nanobots were deployed into fissures. High-energy tomography peered deeper into lunar strata. Even stranger theories emerged. Some suggested the moon wasn't bound to three-dimensional physics. Others believed it interfaced with minds through harmonic resonance. Cognitive scientists began modeling crater formations as potential receivers of thought. Cultural impact was profound. Ethical debates surged. Should humanity mine something that may be alive in some way, or at least designed? Could the moon house ancient archives, genetic blueprints, or silent instructions meant for a future humanity? All previous assumptions collapsed into a new paradigm, one where the moon was not just a celestial body, but a partner, a guide, even a mirror. As speculation turned to exploration, one final truth emerged. The moon had always been there, shaping oceans, seasons, myth, and mind. Now perhaps it was time to listen. To see not just what it is, but what it might be. A construct not yet fully understood, a whisper from before history, and a question etched into orbit awaiting an answer. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, subscribe to our channel, and let us know your thoughts in the comments. What do you think lies within the moon? What will Kaku reveal next? Stay curious and see you next time, asterisk.